As I sit in silence, the world outside slowly fades into a distant hum. The night sky stretches endlessly above, and the gentle whisper of the wind touches my skin like a soft reminder to let go. I close my eyes, feeling the rhythm of my own breath steady, calm, timeless. The air feels cool and pure, and with every inhale, I draw peace into my being. With every exhale, I release the weight of the day. There was a time when my mind never stopped speaking. It ran like a restless river, carrying thoughts that tangled and crashed into each other. Worries, memories, expectations, they all rushed through me until I forgot how silence sounded. But tonight feels different. Tonight, I choose to listen to something deeper, something ancient and kind that has always been there, waiting patiently beneath the noise. The teachings of the Buddha often speak of this quiet space within us, a place where stillness lives. It is not somewhere far away, is right here, behind the breath, beneath the heartbeat. As I breathe, I begin to feel that space open up, like the petals of a lotus unfolding in slow motion. There is no need to rush, no need to fight against a current of thoughts. The mind, like water, settles naturally when left undisturbed. I picture a small temple deep within the mountains, surrounded by mist and bamboo. I am walking barefoot on the cool earth, hearing the faint echo of a temple bell in the distance. Each step feels light, as if the ground itself is guiding me forward. The wind carries the scent of incense and rain, and for the first time in a long while, I feel completely at peace. My thoughts begin to slow, not because I force them to, but because they have found no reason to move anymore. I take another deep breath. The past dissolves behind me. The future waits silently ahead. But I am here only, here in this moment. And in this small moment, there is freedom. The kind of freedom that doesn't shout, doesn't demand, but simply whispers, "You are safe now. You can rest." As I sit by the imagined temple gate, I remember the words once said by an old monk I met during my travels. He smiled gently and told me, "Peace is not something you create. It is something you uncover when you stop clinging." At that time, I didn't fully understand. But now, as the quiet fills my chest, his words return to me like a calm tide washing over the shore. The mind does not have to be empty, only has to be still. Even the faint thoughts that rise now drift softly like clouds across a vast open sky. They are no longer storms. They are simply passing shapes. I let them move as they wish. I do not follow. The more I let go, the more I feel a warmth rising from within, a golden light that spreads through my heart. I am not the noise in my mind. I am the space between each breath, the calm that has always been waiting for me to notice it. Outside, the night deepens. The stars shimmer above like ancient lanterns, quiet witnesses to all who seek rest. I feel as if they are watching me, blessing me with their light. The earth, the sky, the silent soul of it seems to breathe together with me. I realize now that falling asleep is not about escaping the world, but about returning to its natural rhythm, to its silence, to its peace. So I let my shoulders relax. I let my body grow heavy and soft. I allow the stillness to embrace me completely. With every breath, I drift closer to the gentle heart of serenity. And as I rest within this quiet presence, I know I am finally home. There was a time, not long ago, when I carried my thoughts like stones in a heavy sack. Every idea, every worry, every regret felt too important to drop. I believed that by holding onto them, I was in control. But in truth, they controlled me. They followed me into my dreams, filled the quiet hours with noise, and left no space for peace. One evening, as the sun was dissolving behind the hills, I decided to visit the old monastery near the river, hoping to find a way to quiet my mind. The path to the monastery wound through forests of tall bamboo. Their leaves whispered in the soft wind, and the sound was strangely soothing. By the time I arrived, the monks were already lighting lanterns for the night. The air smelled of sandalwood and old earth. I bowed at the gate and asked to see the abbot, an elderly monk named Rensho, known for his calm presence and gentle wisdom. He sat by the river, watching the water move. When I approached, he looked at me with eyes that seemed to see everything and nothing at once. Without a word, he gestured for me to sit beside him. The silence between us was deep, yet not uncomfortable. After a long pause, I finally spoke. "Master," I said, "my thoughts never stop. They come and go like endless waves. I try to control them, but the more I fight, the louder they become. How can I let them go?" He smiled softly and pointed to the river. "Look," he said, "what do you see?" "I see the water flowing," I replied. "And does the river hold on to the leaves that fall into it?" I watched carefully. The leaves that landed on the surface drifted gently downstream. None stayed behind. "No," I said, "it lets them go." Rensho nodded. "Your mind is the same. Thoughts are like those leaves. They come, they float for a while, and then they pass. The problem is not the thoughts themselves, is your desire to catch them. You try to stop the river so you can examine every leaf, but the river was never meant to be stopped." I sat there, listening to the water. For a long while, neither of us spoke. I could feel my breathing slow, my body growing lighter. The sound of the river was no longer just sounded, was a rhythm, steady and timeless. The abbot continued, each time you chase a thought, you step out of the present moment. You travel into memory or imagination, but never peace. When a thought arises, do not push it away. Do not cling to it either. Simply notice it, then return to your breath. The breath is the anchor of the present. He picked up a smooth stone from the riverbank and placed it in my palm. Hold this tightly, he said. I gripped it hard until my fingers began to ache. Now, let it go. I opened my hand and the stone dropped into the water with a small splash. The ripples spread outward in perfect circles until they vanished. Do you see? He said. That sound, that moment of release, that is what letting go feels like inside your mind. It's not an act of forgetting. It's the gentle art of not holding. We sat there until the moon rose over the water. The air was cool and the river glowed silver under its light. I realized that my mind had been quiet for several minutes. No racing thoughts, no anxiety, just stillness. I had not forced it. It had simply happened when I stopped trying. As we prepared to leave, Rensho turned to me and said, "Remember this, peace does not come from silencing the mind. It comes from watching it without judgment. When you learn to see your thoughts as passing clouds, even the stormiest sky cannot disturb you." On my way back down the mountain path, the night was alive with the sound of crickets. I walked slowly, each step matching the rhythm of my breath. Whenever a thought appeared about tomorrow, about work, about old memories, I watched it drift away like the leaves on the river. Over time, I began practicing this daily. In the morning, I would sit quietly before sunrise, eyes closed, focusing on the gentle rise and fall of my breath. Thoughts would appear, sometimes fierce, but I learned not to fear them. They were no longer my enemies. They were just visitors passing through. Gradually, I noticed a change within me. The restless chatter that once filled my mind began to soften. I could feel spaces of silence appearing between thoughts like clearings in a forest. In those moments, peace was not something I had to see, simply revealed itself. Now, as I sit here tonight, I think of that river and the old monk's eyes. The lesson he taught me wasn't about meditation techniques or control. It was about trusting that the mind knows how to heal when we stop forcing it. The wind outside rustles softly through the trees, reminding me once more of the flowing river. Thoughts may still come, but I no longer chase them. They arrive, they linger, they leave on. I remain still, just watching, just breathing. And as I breathe now, I can feel that same quiet river flowing within me. The current carries away all the worries, the unfinished conversations, the echoes of the day. There is no need to hold on to anything. I am the watcher, the listener, the space through which everything passes in this stillness. The boundary between thought and peace dissolves. There is only the gentle rhythm of breath, the whisper of the night, and the endless, flowing silence. And in that silence, I finally understand what the old monk meant. Peace is not found by fighting the mind, but by flowing with it, gently, endlessly, like water finding its way home. Many years after meeting the old monk by the river, I found myself wandering again, this time through a quiet mountain village far from home. The people there lived simple lives, surrounded by rice fields and forest trails that shimmered with morning mist. I had come seeking solitude, but what I found instead was a lesson I would never forget. One that taught me that true peace does not live in isolation, it blooms in compassion. It was early morning when I first met her, an old woman who lived near the edge of the forest. Her small hut was built from bamboo and clay, and a thin stream of smoke curled lazily from the roof. Every day, she would walk to the village square with a basket of food. She had prepared bowls of rice, small fruits, and warm tea, and offer them to the travelers who passed by. Most villagers thought of her as eccentric, for she lived alone and spoke little. One day, I stopped by her hut as she was boiling rice over a fire. "Why do you give food away every day?" I asked. "You live alone, and yet you share everything you have." She looked up at me with a smile that carried no effort. "Because peace cannot grow in a closed heart," she said. "I have little, but what I give returns to me as calm." Her words stayed with me. For a long time, I believed peace was something I could earn through silence, through meditation, through escaping the noise of others. But here was someone who had found it by opening her heart, not withdrawing it. I decided to stay in the village for a while, helping her gather firewood and prepare meals. Days turned into weeks, and I began to notice small things, how she never complained when the weather turned harsh, how she would smile even when her body trembled with age, and how she always greeted everyone, even strangers, with warmth. Once, a young man came to her door, shouting angrily. His crops had failed, and he blamed her for cursing his field because she had refused to sell him her patch of land. I stepped forward, ready to defend her, but she raised her hand gently. She looked at the young man and said softly, "You are suffering. Sit and eat." He hesitated, his anger faltering, but she poured him a bowl of rice and placed it before him as though he were her own son. He sat there in silence for a long time, tears slowly replacing his anger. Later, when he left, He bowed deeply to her. After he was gone, I asked, "Why were you kind to him? He insulted you." She smiled again, stirring the pot of rice, as if she hadn't heard my question. Then she said, "When someone throws fire at you, do not throw fire back. Offer water instead. Compassion cools both the giver and the receiver. Anger only burns them both." That night, I couldn't sleep. Her words echoed through me like a quiet chant. I had spent years trying to silence my thoughts, but I had not yet learned how to soften my heart. I had learned how to sit still, but not how to see others with tenderness. It struck me then that true peace is not the absence of noise, it is the presence of understanding. One evening, as the sun melted into the horizon, I watched her walk slowly toward the stream, carrying a small lantern. I followed her quietly. It drifted away, glowing gently as it floated downstream. "What are you doing?" I asked. She said, "This is for all who suffer. Some I know, most I don't. But light travels far, and compassion, like this flame, touches those we may never meet." Her voice trembled slightly, but her eyes shone with peace. I felt my chest grow warm, as if that same light had entered me. I realized that compassion is not a duty, it's a natural response when the walls of the self begin to crumble. When we stop seeing ourselves as separate, we begin to feel everything as one dot. In the days that followed, I helped her with her daily offerings. Together, we shared food, laughter, and silence. Each act of kindness, no matter how small, felt like a quiet prayer. I began to see how giving was a form of meditation, one that didn't close the eyes, but opened them wider. Before I left the village, she placed her wrinkled hand over mine. "Remember," she said, "peace begins in the heart, but must flow outward. If you keep it for yourself, it dries up. Let it move through you, like water that nourishes the earth." As I walked away from her hut, the wind carried the scent of burning wood and jasmine. I turned once more to see her waving, the light of her lantern flickering behind her. The fields shimmered under the moonlight, and I felt something shift inside me, a deep, steady calm that no silence alone had ever given. Now, when I sit in meditation, I no longer think of emptiness as the goal. Instead, I imagine the faces of those I have met, the old woman, the angry young man, the monks by the river end. I send them thoughts of peace. With every breath, I feel that same river of compassion flowing outward. The more I give, the lighter I become. The more I forgive, the freer I feel. Compassion is no longer something I practice, it is something I am. And in that realization, I finally understand inner peace is not found in being untouched by the world, but in touching it with kindness. As the night deepens, I can almost see that old lantern drifting across the water, a gantest gentle light merging with the stars. I close my eyes, and within that glow, I feel the quiet pulse of the universe, calm and full of love. In that moment, there is no distance between myself and the world, endless rhythm of compassion breathing through everything. Close your eyes. Let the world around you begin to fade. The day has already done its work. The thoughts, the noise, the endless motion, they have carried you this far. But now you are here. This moment belongs to stillness. Take a slow, gentle breath in. Feel the air as it enters through your nose, cool and calm, filling your lungs with life. Now, breathe out softly through your mouth, releasing everything that no longer needs to stay. Each exhale is a quiet letting go. The body knows how to rest. You don't have to force it. You only have to listen. Feel your shoulders. Notice the weight they have carried today. Burdens, worries, expectations. Now, let them drop. Let them sink as if they are melting into the earth beneath you. Your arms grow heavy. Your hands open slightly. Your fingers resting in peace. Your breath continues, slow and effortless. Inhale, a soft wave of peace. Exhale, a gentle tide of release. Let the rhythm carry you deeper into stillness. Now, bring your awareness to your chest. There, behind the steady heartbeat, lives your true self, quiet, vast, infinite. Feel the heart as it rises and falls with every breath. Each beat is a reminder that life flows through you, and you are part of that flow. You are not separate from peace. You are peace itself, remembering its own rhythm. Imagine a soft, golden light beginning to glow at the center of your chest. It's warm, kind, and alive. With every breath, this light expands slowly, tenderly spreading through your shoulders, down your arms, through your fingertips. It moves up to your neck, relaxing every muscle, softening every line of tension. The light continues upward, touching your face, your eyes, your forehead. It's as though every cell of your being is being kissed by peace. Now, let the light drift downward over your spine, your back, your chest, your stomach. It reaches your legs, your knees, your feet. From the crown of your head to the tips of your toes, you are bathed in calm, golden stillness. Your body feels weightless, floating gently in the present moment. As the body relaxes, the mind begins to quiet. Thoughts may still come, but they are no longer storms. See them as clouds in a vast, open sky, soft, drifting, harmless. Let them pass without following them. You are the sky, not the clouds. You are the stillness beneath every movement, the silence beneath every sound. Now, listen to your breath again. Notice how naturally it flows, how it asks for nothing. Each breath in is a gift. Each breath out is freedom. Stay with that rhythm for a while. Inhale peace, exhale release. Imagine yourself sitting beside a calm lake at night. The moonlight reflects on the water like silver silk. The air is cool and fragrant with the scent of jasmine and rain. You can hear the soft chirping of crickets, the faint rustle of trees in the distance. The surface of the lake is so still that it mirrors the stars above perfectly. You reach out your hand and touch the water. Feels cool, alive, gentle. As the ripples spread, they carry your worries away. Farther and farther until they disappear into silence. You feel connected to the earth beneath you, the sky above, and everything in between. There is no boundary now, no separation. The heart has opened. You are part of everything, and everything is at peace in this stillness. Bring to mind a feeling of gratitude, not as words, but as warmth. Gratitude for this moment, for your breath, for your journey. Gratitude for all the lessons the day brought, even the difficult ones. They are all part of the same great teaching: to let go, to forgive, to rest. Now, whisper silently to yourself, I am safe, I am calm, I am free. Let those words settle deep inside, like seeds falling gently into fertile soil. They will grow into peace even when you are not aware of them. As you rest in this gentle awareness, imagine that same golden light around you, expanding outward, filling the room, touching everything it meets. The walls, the air, the stars, it all glows softly. That is the radiance of your own inner peace, reaching beyond you. There is nothing left to do now. No effort, no control. You are exactly where you need to be. Let the earth hold you. Let the breath guide you. Let silence cradle you. If thoughts return, welcome them with kindness. If emotions arise, let them drift like petals on a stream. You don't need to fix anything. You don't need to be anything more than this pure presence. Resting in awareness, listen once more to the sound of your breathing, to the silence between each beat of your heart. That silence is the doorway to peace. Step through it gently, without fear. Now the body is light. The mind is still. The heart is open. You are surrounded by peace within and without. Let yourself drift deeper into the space where thought dissolves, where time slows, where everything is soft and luminous. This is your sanctuary. This is where the world ends and the soul begins. Here, in the quiet center of all things, you are home. As you rest here, listening quietly to the fading rhythm of my voice, imagine the soft glow of a lantern flickering in the night. The teachings, the stories, the reflections all are now settling gently within your heart, like golden leaves floating upon a still pond. You have walked through lessons of letting go and compassion, through silence and awareness, and now you arrive at the threshold of deep rest. The mind no longer needs to reach or struggle. You have done enough for today. In this peaceful stillness, take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Feel the body surrendering, releasing every bit of tension it held throughout the day. The shoulders soften, the chest loosens, the breath becomes slower, quieter like waves gently lapping against the shore. You are safe. You are cared for. You are surrounded by a silence that heals. The Buddha once said that peace comes not from seeking it elsewhere, but from resting in the awareness that you already are peace itself. So as you lie here, let that truth sink deep into your being. You don't need to change anything. You don't need to fix or improve yourself. All the striving, all the comparing, all the endless wanting, let them dissolve like mist in the morning light. In this moment, you are whole. You are complete. Imagine now a vast garden of light surrounding you. Each breath you take fills this garden with warmth and calm. The air is gentle, scented with a faint sweetness of night jasmine. Somewhere nearby, a stream hums softly, its sound merging with the quiet rhythm of your breath. The stars above shine silently, their light carrying an ancient wisdom, the same wisdom that guided countless seekers before you toward peace. You are now part of that same timeless flow. If any thought arises, smile at it and let it drift away. It is only a passing cloud. Beneath it, the sky of your mind remains clear and infinite. The more you let go, the lighter you feel. The more you release, the closer you move toward stillness. Now, allow yourself to sink deeper into rest. Feel your body melting into the bed, your awareness gently dimming like the setting sun. You no longer need to hold on to the world outside. The day has bowed, and the night watches over you with tender eyes. In this serenity, even dreams will come softly woven with kindness, guided by peace. If you listen closely, you might feel the echo of a monk's bell from a faraway temple, its tone fading into the night air. That sound reminds you that everything in life, every joy, every sorrow, every thought is and falls, comes and goes. And yet, beneath all of it, the stillness remains. That stillness is who you truly are. Let that stillness cradle you now. Let it carry you effortlessly into deep, healing sleep. With each breath, you drift farther into calmness. With each exhale, you release everything that no longer serves you. Tonight, you sleep in peace. You sleep in wisdom. You sleep in the gentle embrace of the present moment. Good night, dear soul. May your dreams be light, your heart open, and your spirit forever at rest in the serene glow of Buddhist wisdom.